Hello my lovelies and welcome back to my channel. Today is episode 5 of our Fabrics 101 series, a series that I'm doing in collaboration with Also Pretty Custom Fabrics. And today we are going to talk about the ever so popular water resistant canvas. So if this is something you're interested in, then definitely keep on watching. I feel like water resistant canvas has been gaining a lot of popularity in the past couple of years, and it started with just solid prints. Now it's being printed, custom printed, and it's absolutely fabulous. I'm so happy that water resistant canvas has entered our life because it definitely made sewing bags a whole lot easier, if you ask me. But what is it? What is water resistant canvas? Let's start from the basics. And I promise you, as I always do, and I will try to keep this video as short as possible so I don't bore you with all the chemical details, but you do learn something at the end of it. So water resistant canvas is basically a canvas style fabric, which typically canvas is cotton, hemp, or a natural base. However, now canvas has been more widely known as bases that are also polyester, but it started as being just a natural fiber type of woven. Water resistant means the fabric will not absorb the water, it will not let it seep through right away. It will push it away without being 100% waterproof, so water repellent. Big difference here. Water repellent, I would put that in the category of the vinyl coated canvases. A lot of the quilt shops or fabric stores like Joanne or Michael's now has fabric, or Hobby Lobby, they sell that cotton base that has a layer of vinyl adhered to it on top, and I would say that qualifies as waterproof or water repellent, because that layer of PVC on top that's fused to it, it's not in the fiber, it's just a layer on top of the quilt cotton, makes the water purely go away from the fabric. It definitely repels it. It's not going to sit on it or eventually seep through it. It's like adding a layer of plastic on top of fabric. And you can get that in a lot of stores, and they have it from their own lines because it's just fusing vinyl on top, or you can make that yourself by fusing fusible vinyl on top of your fabric. Not a fan, not a fan. I've made a bag one time like that, and after a few uses, the whole vinyl detached from it, and I fused it according to the instructions. It was a beach bag, so it did get a lot of use, and it got a lot of back and forth wrinkling, stretching, and so it wasn't a bag that was held in a closet. It was a used bag, but eventually the vinyl detached from it, so it wasn't worth the effort to fuse the vinyl, but it made it water repellent. So that's the difference between water repellent, waterproof, and water resistant. Water resistant is something that will not let the liquids seep through if they sit on it, but if you start pushing the water in with your hands, the water will eventually seep through, because there's no extra layer on top of the canvas. The resistance properties are done by adding PVC, polyvinyl chloride, to the actual fiber itself. So because it's a fiber, there's weaving, and because there's weaving, there's microscopic holes in between the weaves. Even though they're small, eventually if you push the water in the let's give you an example. So you put a water resistant canvas and you put cotton with the vinyl fused to it on top, and you put the hose on it. Eventually the water from the hose will seep through the water resistant canvas, but will still be repelled by the vinyl. So that's the difference between resistant and repellent. What we're talking about right now is water resistant. Water resistant canvas is obtained by applying either a very thin coating to the outer parts of the canvas, a coating or of a polyester base like PVC, or directly seeping it into the fabric. So that is the process of obtaining water-resistant canvas. And there's various types out there. I've seen water-resistant canvas from a few custom shops, plus I've seen the ones at Walmart and the Ottertex. So there's a ton of water-resistant canvas, and they are not all made the same. Just like when you buy quilting cotton, you can buy quilting cotton from 3 different fabric stores or 3 different fabric companies, and they can all feel totally different, even though they're all quilting cotton. The same applies for water-resistant canvas. It is not all the same. Some are polyester based, some are cotton based, some might be linen or hemp based. So definitely do your due diligence and do your research when you purchase water resistant canvas from the company you're getting it from. If you're interested in what type of it is it, definitely ask and inquire. Don't assume that they're all made the same, because they're not. Today, I'm super excited to introduce to you the new water-resistant canvas from Oh So Pretty Custom Fabric. We talked about their garment making fabrics, and last episode we talked about the vinyl, the new seashell vinyl. So today I want to talk to you about the water-resistant canvas and how we can use it, and how we can use it pairing it with the seashell vinyl, for example. The Oh So Pretty water resistant canvas, it's a brand new product that will be added to the lineup for retail and pre-orders. It will come in the beautiful Oh So Pretty prints. Just look at this gorgeous. Oh, actually I'm coordinating. This is the main print from the artistic mix, and I am wearing the bamboo in the coordinate fabric in different scales. Obviously this is scale large because that's what I like for my dresses, and I believe this is scale small. Yeah, I think this is small in the canvas, but see, these are from the same collection from Oh So Pretty. It was totally random. I did not make that on purpose. But yes, it will come in the gorgeous prints that Oh So Pretty offers. This is a polyester base. There is no layer of vinyl, so it's a water resistant canvas. It's a poly based that will come sold by the yard, which is fantastic. I thought it would be sold by the rolls, but no, it is going to be sold by the yard, just like the garment making fabric, not like the vinyl rolls or the faux leather rolls, which is phenomenal. It comes in a width of fabric of 57 inches, so the whole table right here is 57. So plenty of fabric to get you through quite a few bags or quite a few projects. Speaking of, what can we make with water resistant canvas? Obviously, first and foremost, water resistant canvas has started as a lining option for bags. So you use a vinyl or a faux leather on the outside or real leather. Using water resistant canvas on the inside makes the process a lot easier, because it doesn't really require interfacing, and it feels great, and it has that water resistant property which makes it safer for use, because we all know we dump a lot of stuff in our bags. Am I right? You know what I'm talking about. While it might have started as a lining material for your bags, the water resistant canvas makes an amazing outer material for your bags. Because of its properties, it's the fantastic compromise, quote unquote, between using quilting cotton or canvas and using vinyl faux leather. So let's say you want a more resistant bag, but you don't want to work with vinyl, or your machine can handle the vinyl, then water resistant canvas is the way to go, because it has the thickness and toughness more on the vinyl side than the quilting cotton side, but it sews very easy because it's just a canvas. It's not as thick as a vinyl, and if you start interfacing it, it can give you the extra sturdiness like vinyl has. So I would put canvas in a must-have category, water resistant canvas in a must-have category for bag makers, because you can use it for lining, or for the exterior, so double the purpose. Another great use for water resistant canvas is for making shoes. We have seen a lot of shoemakers in the fabric community lately, and I love seeing that. They are creating custom shoes for their customers and friends and family with either woven or sometimes vinyl or faux leather. Now, my dear shoemakers, you can add water resistant canvas to your collection, because this makes a fabulous base for your craft. Think about the Converse or the Tom's shoes. They are made from canvas. So why not use water resistant one? This way it also slightly repels the water when your customer wears it. It makes a phenomenal base for shoes as well. And last but not least, I would say water resistant canvas, especially because it's being sold by the yard, would make a great outer, the outer layer of a jacket. It's not, I wouldn't call it a rain jacket because it's not waterproof, but like my little one said when I was testing the resistance of this particular one, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit, he said, Mom, but we can use this to make a Disney jacket. This way it will keep us safe in the rain. I said, that's not a bad idea. You are on to something, my little one. He's been growing up with me sewing since the day he was born. So he sees fabrics, he sees opportunities, and he's not wrong. This would make a great outer layer for a jacket. Like a structured jacket. It's not flowy in any way. It doesn't have drape. It doesn't have good drape. But for a structured jacket, this would be amazing. And if you line it with a soft fabric that feels great on your skin, phenomenal. I might try it one time. I might. I just need more time in the day, but I will try it, since look how pretty these are. These are just 2 samples, but they're going to come in a lot more prints. Now that we covered what is it good for, let's talk a little bit about interfacing, because for a lot of bag makers, interfacing is very important. So, as with my previous video, I took pieces of the water resistant canvas, running through my heat press, just to test the interfacing power. And I'm going to start with the Cotton Soft from Wizardry Stitchery and Craft, which is my favorite, you know, my favorite woven interfacing. And it fused beautifully. It gave it a little more structure, so perfect for the outside of the bags. If you're using water resistant canvas for the lining, I wouldn't worry about interfacing it, to be honest with you, but you can definitely do that. So this is woven interfacing. Then I interfaced a small piece with Decoville Light. This is 525, the Pelon Decoville Light. Beautifully fused, no damage to the fabric or anything. Absolutely gorgeous. And then I went ahead and did a fuse of Decoville Heavy that made it super sturdy, and it fused without any issues. And then last but not least, I did a fuse of Decoville, this is Peltex. I had a scrap of Peltex. So this is the thickest one of all, and it fused absolutely beautiful. I love it. So all these 4 interfacing were fused at 310 degrees for 30 seconds, one time. That is it. One time, 310 for 30 seconds. Thumbs up, not a problem. So water resistant canvas, more specifically the Oh So Pretty water resistant canvas, can certainly be interfaced, and very easily so. I do use my heat press for that. I don't like interfacing with my iron, especially since I have a heat press, which I encourage you to get if your budget and your space allows for it. I will also link in the description below a video of how I use my heat press for interfacing to make my life a whole lot easier. Before we move on to how I tested the water resistance and a little funny story, I wanted to show you, because a lot of us are very familiar. When we started working with water resistant canvas, we started with 2 bases. We started with the Pro Turf from Walmart, which is very inexpensive, and it has a vinyl coating on the back as well. It's kind of easy to crease that base, but it makes for great interiors of the bags at a medium to low grader quality, in my opinion. Then there's Ottertex, which is something most of us are familiar with. This is the Ottertex they call it waterproof canvas, but technically it's still a water resistant one, in my opinion. And I would say, because a lot of us are familiar with this, I wanted to show you a comparison between the Ottertex and the Oh So Pretty new one, and give you a fair comparison. So the Ottertex is a little thicker and a little stiffer. So for Ottertex, I would never interfaces for the interior of the bag. It's thick, which makes it less domestic machine friendly when you add all the layers of the exterior bag. Whereas the Oh So Pretty canvas, water resistant canvas, it's a little thinner, is a lot more pliable. And as you can see on the back, because the Ottertex does have a coating on the back, you can see the wrinkles here from me squeezing it, whereas the Oh So Pretty one does not have them, because it's a lighter base and more pliable. So this would be phenomenal for domestic machine user. This is absolutely amazing because it's a little thinner. It doesn't have this extra coating on the back. It does have the coating on the front, and the back looks a lot like regular canvas, I would say, and the front is a little shinier versus Ottertex that has this more rough exterior. They do feel different and similar in a lot of ways. I'm not going to give up on my Ottertex because I do love it for structures. If you're looking to make like a heavy, super structured bag, Ottertex is great for that. I like the versatility of the Oh So Pretty canvas because once you get a yard of this, you're not strictly restricted to making it a lining of the bag. So you can use it for the lining of the bag, you can use it for the exterior of the bag, you can use it for shoes, you can even use it to make yourself a hat. For example, hats would be great in water resistant canvas, whether summer or fall hats. This would be phenomenal. It sews beautifully. Plus, you don't have to worry about using your semi-industrial or industrial machine because the Oh So Pretty one will work beautifully with a domestic machine. Now, getting back to the experiment that I wanted to tell you about. So when I was sent this by Oh So Pretty, I asked, was this tested for water resistant? And I was told yes, but if you want to double check it, go ahead and do it. So of course I did. Of course, like, give me a chance for a little experiment and I'm not gonna give it up. So what I did, and I'll add some pictures here in the video on the screen, so you can see, I put a corner of this water resistant canvas over a bowl, a transparent bowl, and I put, I want to say 15 milliliters of water, so plenty of water but not too much because the bowl was little underneath, and let it stay on top of the fabric, and started my timer on my watch, and then went on with my evening because it was in the evening. And I said, every so often I kept going by it to look to see if there's any water dripping or seeping or any moisture on the bottom of the bowl. 10 minutes passed, half an hour passed, an hour passed, nothing. And I'm telling you, nothing was seeping through that. So the water resistant properties are amazing on this. So, and that's what my little one saw me. He said, Mom, what are you doing? Because I was in the kitchen. I said, I'm testing the water resistance of, oh, I want to help. He's very excited. So I said, you can help, just don't touch it. I don't want you to go pushing the water in it. I just want you to look from the side to see if there's any water dripping from the bowl. And every like 20 minutes he would come to me and say, oh, I checked. The bowl is still clean, Mom. The bowl is still clean. I said, see, this means we did a little project in our mind too, in between the two of us. This means that the water molecules do not seep through the fabric. That means the coating that's on the fibers is working beautifully to repel the water or keep it on top of it, because the water was just simply staying on top of the fabric. So half an hour passed, an hour passed, an hour and a half passed, and I said, buddy, we need to go to sleep. I mean, and as you can see in this picture, I stopped the timer around the 2-hour mark, and I can tell you that nothing was seeping through at the 2-hour mark. I did have to go to sleep, so experiment was closed at that point. But jokes aside, it has a phenomenal water resistance. Now, if I were to have put the water in on that blob of water, I was to go and push it through, I'm sure it would have seeped through it. But that's not what I'm looking for. I know it's not a waterproof base, it's a water resistant material. So amazing water resistant properties. And that's when my little one actually said, oh, Mom, if it stays like that, then it would make a great poncho. He called it a poncho for Disney, you know, when it rains really bad. And I said, yes, but this will not be like the plastic ponchos. It will not repel the water. He said, yeah, but who stays in the water? Who stays in the rain? That was his reply. Who stays in the rain for 2 hours so that we needed to stay, to repel the water for 2 hours? I said, buddy, you are absolutely right. So he gave me the idea to make a little jacket one time when I have time and test it in the actual rain. But again, this is not waterproof, it is water resistant. Well, I hope you enjoyed my little testing story and the information I gave you about water resistant canvas, and especially the new Oh So Pretty water resistant canvas. I can't wait to hear when it releases with an actual date and which round it will be available in, but more details about that will definitely be in the Oh So Pretty custom fabric group on Facebook. Links to everything I'm talking about, as always, will be in the description below. And if you have any questions or any concerns or any comparison that you would like me to cover between any of the bases or any of the fabrics that Oh So Pretty offers, definitely leave them in the comments below. I'll try my best to help you. Or you can also ask in the Oh So Pretty custom fabric group on Facebook. Their admins are very helpful and it's an amazing community to be a part of. Make sure that you join, and not only to learn about their products, but also for the sewing community feel that you have in there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.